It's 8:33 right now. Asylum seekers and advocates are bracing for mass deportations when President-elect Trump takes office.
And even though New York is a sanctuary city, right, that does not stop the federal government from taking action. And now city agencies and advocates are working together to prepare for the worst. Joining us this morning is the chair of the Immigration Committee for the New York City Council, Alexa Aviles. So good morning to you, Councilwoman. Thank you for being here to talk about this. So even though the Department of Homeland Security hasn't commented on any of the new deportation policies, President Trump-elect has said he's moving forward with this, right? He has now implemented this border czar, Tom Donilon, who said that he is going to move forward with this as well. So I want to talk more about what exactly this means for the immigrant community in New York City. Do they have something to worry about in a sanctuary city like New York?
Well, you know, I think the border czar and the incoming administration clearly make threats on a daily basis. He has a track record of harm in immigrant communities, so I think the expectation to expect harm is well-founded. However, we as a sanctuary city, as a city of immigrants, where almost half of our population are immigrants, over 1 million mixed status families, will be preparing. Our city agencies will be preparing to protect our residents. But there is harm coming our way, and we have to be prepared for it.
What specifically are those city agencies that are supporting the migrants? What are they doing to protect those folks, especially those that are applying for permanent residency, maybe getting their green cards?
Honestly, it's going to affect everyone along that. Without U.S. citizenship, you are in the line of fire with this administration. And, you know, these processes take over 10 years, right, to settle in many cases.
We only have 2 months before.
Yeah. So, you know, I think every city agency will be impacted because every city agency serves immigrant communities, from our Department of Education to the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs, to Department of Social Services. So right now we are meeting, we are strategizing, we're looking at making sure that the protections that we have in place are shored up, that there aren't cracks, and we are informing community members around, reminding them of the things that were so important during the first administration, like their rights. And the fact that, you know, if immigration officials knock on your door, you don't have to open the door unless there is a judicial warrant.
Just to clarify, by the way, I said Tom Donilon. It's Tom Homan, who is
Homan, that's right.
That's just to correct myself.
Apologies, yes.
Sanctuary city law, it was my mistake. Sanctuary city laws, they don't apply, though, when it comes to the federal government. So what exactly could play out when it comes to the federal government? The mayor kind of alluded to the fact that there could be something that could take place, but he wants to ensure that people are safe. So how are you working with the mayor's office? Do you feel that they're confident in protecting New Yorkers? Well,
you know, I think there's a lot of work to be done, right? And there is a lot of things to shore up. We know we have current laws on the books, and we know there are times where those laws are evaded in our city.
And
where
in this case, it would be the federal government, and it could be military.
It could be, although the military, it might potentially be illegal for the federal government to discharge the military for mass deportations. I think there are a lot of legal entities that are looking into that. I think we are still a city and a country of laws, and there are many laws on the books, and we need to ensure that our city agencies are in fact following those laws, and that we are doing everything in our power to both educate and inform our citizenry and do what's right by people. We know this apparatus, if it is implemented as this incoming administration wants to, everyone is in the line of fire. Half of our population is immigrants. More than 1 million families are mixed status. Everyone is under threat right now.
What about children that are born here, but their parents are illegal? Because this new administration has already said that those children will have to go back to the country that their parents are from.
I think it's utterly deplorable that this administration is already saying that they will try to deport U.S. citizens. What I can say to you is that this council, many in New York City, are ready to protect our people, to protect humans who are in very vulnerable states. And we will do as we did in 2016 when there were many midnight raids. I remember those in our district. communities of faith, families, people will band together and are already planning what protections we can put into place in communities for these kinds of situations.
To what extent will you go to protect these families?
I guess as a parent, think about what extent you will go to protect your children or your parents from something unnecessary, from something inhumane, from something that doesn't need to happen in the United States of America. So we are ready to have our legal battles to ensure that whatever administrative loopholes we need to close, and also to just be a country with dignity and fight for that dignity and American values that we so much fight for.
Yeah, legal actions, American Civil Liberties Union.
Due process.
Yeah, the American Civil Liberties Union, they're already looking at legal action and what can be done to prevent this if it does come to it, right? But that can get costly for sure, right, with some of these legal battles. So I guess, again, to go back to working with the mayor's office on this, has the council and the committee spoken to the mayor about some of these concerns? And
Yeah.
what is he saying back to you?
We are in the process of those conversations, right?
Yeah.
This is certainly, a week, although
Yeah.
it feels like 10 years and another life. We are currently in those conversations, and the commitment certainly is to do everything in our power. Obviously, there are policies right now, like our 30-60 rule, right, that evicts families from shelter, that combined with a Trump administration would exert even more harm on people, that we have to have honest conversations about, because people need protection, they need shelter, and they need to feel safe. And so these are just kind of live conversations that we are all having. And obviously, I think there is definitely a feeling of we will protect our residents as they deserve to be protected and do everything in our power right now. We don't know what the scale and scope of what is headed at us and how people will behave post the implementation of that, but we are preparing everything from getting people to understand what their basic rights are, getting agencies to maybe dust off things they didn't feel so under threat, looking at our data protections, looking at where people are. We have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And we appreciate, I know you have a lot of work to do and not a lot of time, so we appreciate you taking the time to spend with us this morning.
Thank you.